the thing. And just keep doing that for the rest of your life now. That's your homework. That's it. The whole thing is just about a loving relationship, and so it has to be a lifelong one. You know, don't go breaking up with yourself, and you have to make up again, and you know, it's terrible. Meet for coffee and talk it out. You know, just come back to the heart. There's not too much negotiation. Okay, so just to explain a couple of things, I'm filming the first half up to the break this evening. None of you were in there. I'm using the Yoga Glow style, which is trademark, so we better not tell them. Yeah, they sue people for doing this thing. They're sort of bonkers. Anyway, so don't sneeze. Yeah, no, you're all right being there. The idea, what was originally going to happen is that there's a system called live stream, and I'm thinking I was going to do a trial tonight of streaming live onto the net, and then anybody who wants to join in the class from anywhere in the world can just join in, and it kind of gets over the physical problem of kind of being stuck in Hebden Bridge. You know, more people can join, and but in terms of sound, that's not going to pick things up very well, and so technically I haven't figured out how to do things yet with that, so I'm thinking about it.
John, I was just going to say, it's kind of struggling focusing.
Oh, is it?
Coming in
Hello. Put a photographer right next to it. That's the thing.
It was catching my eye.
Oh, is it? It'll be okay. Whatever it is will be fine.
Okay.
It will be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. It's because I need to move more. That's what it is. I need to move more. Or I touch my own face on the screen, which of course you need long fingers for that. So I'm not doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to film the first bit, and then I can add the audio on in Final Cut from here. I haven't turned the mic on. I haven't actually turned the mic on. No, I have. I've done it. There you go. And I'll stick it on YouTube, basically. So if anybody wants to kind of do the first sit with us, they can just do it on YouTube, or you can use it as a resource, kind of thing. And the thing with live stream is it archives the thing. So if there's meditations that you've liked, you can then do them again, or whatever. So that's what's going on with that. But you're not in it, so unless you want to be, so you can kind of get like that. If you want to, yeah. Yeah. It's like that thing where you do the rabbit ears in the. So yeah. What I'm going to tell you.
You open your eyes. The whole group is.
Yeah, that's it. You're all here going, hey!
Photo bombing, that's a term.
Absolutely, photo bombing, video bombing.
Video bombing.
Yeah. And I've got a really rotten throat, so if you see me taking a sip out of a bottle, it's because I've got my Corvonia over here. I'm not on the gin or anything like that, you know. But I might just kind of descend into fits of coughing as well. So this may be completely unusable, you know, with all my noise. So anyway, let's get going. So if you'll get yourselves cozy. And as has become the way, I'm going to start by reading a poem. I actually picked 3 different poems this morning, so I've been umming and ahhing all day as to which one it was going to be. I don't know if did I read St. Francis and the Sow? Have I read that in the second week? Oh well, I'll read that another time then, by Galway Canal, which is just an astonishing poem. Then I was going to read a bit of Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman, which again is one of my favourite things. But I'm in a kind of slightly Taoist mood, so we've got a bit of the Tao Te Ching. So this is section 2 of the Tao Te Ching. When people see some things as beautiful, other things become ugly. When people see some things as good, other things become bad. Being and non-being create each other. Difficult and easy support each other. Long and short define each other. high and low depend on each other. Before and after follow each other. Therefore, the Master acts without doing anything and teaches without saying anything. Things arise and she lets them come. Things disappear and she lets them go. She has, but she does not possess. Acts, but does not expect. When her work is done, she forgets it. That's why it lasts forever. So that just seemed sort of very appropriate in a way. All three poems seem very appropriate for today, but I seem to have settled on that one because when I woke up this morning, I had this idea of what the class is about. I started to kind of have little themes in my mind for what the classes are, and then I started worrying, well, what happens in about a year's time when I've run out of things? I'm going to have to start over again. But you know, it's all of a muchness really, and so the theme for today, I'm carrying on with this idea of the everyday, the ordinary being the sacred ground that we work with, and that we have to have a loving relationship with ourselves, and the kind of underpinning part of that is to allow ourselves to simply be. It's our uncomfortableness with simply being that actually creates most of our stuff. So tonight's kind of idea is to kind of focus around the idea of just being, and we can get into a bit of worry about that because we think it's our kind of created self, our ego, that's the bit that has to be simply being, and it's the thing that's under the hood that we're really talking about, the consciousness, the flow that makes us who we really are, the thing that everything arises out of. And it's to kind of, I suppose the goal of meditation in a way is to kind of start to become comfortable with that part. It's not even part of ourselves, it's all of ourselves. We've actually got everything completely the wrong way around. Everything we've been told is really the wrong way around. And there's no thing to get to. There's nothing to achieve because we are already it. There wouldn't be a cell of our bodies without it. And yet we think we have to try to get somewhere. And that's only because we've become completely addicted to the stories, completely addicted to the mind or the emotions. Not that they're not useful, but we believe in these kind of hallucinations almost, and horror stories, and then react from those beliefs and create more things. So by simply being, I guess what I'm saying, I'm thinking right now of Dogen, the Zen master Dogen, in the Shobogenzo, and it just basically, which is kind of like the book behind Zen in a way. He just says, let go of everything, which seems nihilistic in a way, or I always used to think that it was nihilistic, but it's just drop all the created stuff, and so that's kind of what we're going to try and do this evening. But I know that when we begin with meditation, it's like learning to ride a bicycle, and even just sitting for 20 minutes or 30 minutes is kind of, wobbly enough, kind of thing. And any moment of kind of even just kind of feeling all right and a bit of nice energy in the body is like, whoa, I did it, And I'm already talking about taking the wheels off and going on a nice 20-mile ride. So, but we kind of need to know where we're going, I think, but even though there's nowhere to go, if that makes any sense. So we'll begin with a meditation that's very similar to what we've done so far with the beginning of each one, but this time it's going to have a little bit more enquiry in it, what's called enquiry, which is just, it's not an intellectual exercise. It doesn't come from there. It's more of a kind of dropping a little bit of questioning into one's deeper consciousness to kind of see who is actually perceiving things and who we really are when we get down a bit through the layers. So we'll come in through the body in the usual way, through the sounds and getting used to being in the room, and then we'll kind of follow a little path of inquiry. And then in the second half, after break, we're going to go for a Zen sit, which again is just simply being, but without any input from me at all. So we'll sit for 30 minutes for this first sit, and there'll be 3 bells at the beginning and 3 bells at the end, and a bell every 5 minutes in between. And it's just really useful. I use the bells myself to just follow into silence if I get a bit caught up in things. So in whichever way is most comfortable for you, sitting wise, you're looking much more upright these days, which is fantastic. We're arriving from all our different places, from home and from work. All had different kinds of days. Days had lots of textures in it. Just check in with yourself. Just how are you right now? You a bit speedy? Are you tired? Just noticing. You've got things racing in your mind, things maybe you're supposed to be doing. Or things that you need to sort out. Just loosening their grip a little bit. Feeling maybe a sense of gratitude to yourself for coming here, for getting on with your practice, for relating in a loving way with yourself during the week. And let's dedicate this practice to ourselves and the people in our lives, in fact the whole world and all beings, the earth itself. Settling down. Just being aware of the sounds in this room. knowing what time of day it is. Letting go of any tensions between you and other people. Just being okay to be here. There are sounds outside of this room. Traffic in the town. People in the class next door. No need to attach to those things. They're just there. And in fact, we can hear silence behind each sound. Even though something may be continuous, it's grounded in silence. Or just becoming aware of our bodies. Just being here, right now, in our bodies. We feel our feet touching the floor, our calves, shins, knees, thighs. Feel the weight of our seat. Aware of our spine rising up, lower back, middle back, upper back. Not changing our bodies, but just allowing awareness to come in. Right shoulder and left shoulder, upper right arm and upper left arm, right elbow, left elbow, right forearm, left forearm, right hand, left hand, back of your neck, back of your head, top of your head, forehead, sides of the head, face, lips, chin, throat, upper chest, whole chest, abdomen, sex organs, nothing left out. It's awareness of the life of the body. We just become aware of the life of the body. And from here, we can simply move into the inner space. No effort at all. Not trying to meditate or create anything. But just here. Noticing that we observe the body from within. We live through the body. But there's something more. Observing the mind. Observing the flow of thoughts. Perhaps now that we have become aware of ourselves physically, become aware of the inner space, perhaps our thoughts have eased a little bit. But notice how they flow. Notice how you can notice them. How certain thoughts want you to catch their attention. How if we latch onto a thought, it creates a world. Let them pass. Let them pass as if they were children's balloons. They're interesting, but they're not all that you are. Who was observing these thoughts? Observe the process of thought and how it creates emotion, how that creates a self. Just observe. If we get caught up in anything, simply coming back to the body, the life of the body, coming into the inner space, enjoying the peace of being, the unique flavour of ourselves. If you're having a hard time, allow yourself just to feel gratitude to yourself for simply turning up in your life, for everything that you are. And witness the breath. By now, it's just a subtle movement. We don't try to change the breath. We observe. Such an intimate thing. We can go days without food, a few days without water, but we cannot miss a breath. So close to us. How it rises and falls. How our wonderful body breathes itself. But who is breathing? In who do these thoughts arise? Within who does the emotions arise? Who lives in this body? allowing yourself to simply go beyond the idea of I. Knowing our deeper nature from within. This movement of creation that sings I am rather than I. There's a unique flowering which is your life. Observe how, if there is any pain, any difficulty in life, how you can still be whole even if you have these pains. How we are so much more than I. Allowing yourself to sit, simply being the I am. And can we go deeper than this? Is the I am observable, or is it the observer? Not struggling for a question or a knowing. Will this I am die when the body dies? Will it be decreased if you are ill? Or lose a body part? Is this real? Substantial? Dependable? We simply let drop everything that is not dependable. With no effort, no thought. This is always. nothing to access, no special thing to do. You are always, always here. Learning to trust in the truth of who we are. It may take time and courage, but there's nothing to be convinced of, nothing to sell, nothing to believe in. Letting go of everything. And being. No judgment. No measuring. Understanding how things arise and pass away, and how all is observable. Letting go of the created. Dwelling in love. Feeling your feet on the floor, and your legs. Your weight in the seat. Spine rising up, shoulder blades and shoulders, arms coming down, head rising up, face, soft, upper chest, abdomen, reproductive organs. Whole of yourself. This whole truth expressing through your life, through this body, through the connections that you have into the world. Learning to move in wholeness in the world. Creating no reaction, leaving no wake. responding or not. Just being. Wholly and completely life. Be aware of the sounds outside of this room. Being aware of the other people in this room. Know that time has passed, and yet the eternal is in the passing of time. Allowing yourself to maybe breathe a little deeper, being aware of your breath coming in. Getting well grounded. And taking as much time as you need. Allowing yourself to be back in the room. And opening your eyes. Thank you so much. It's really amazing watching you all practice. Fantastic. Should just turn the camera thing round actually. Just film each of you while you're sitting, and then kind of just have that for the video. You know, these faces going like this. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful things in the world. Practicing together is just really gorgeous. You know.